What's going on, everybody? Mr. Mugen here today, and this is NBA Top Shot 101. And today I just really want to focus on the market growth as far as NBA Top Shot since the launch of the platform in August or September of 2020. And with and to do that, what I want to do is I want to check out my account and also check out other accounts, at least the top accounts, just so we can gauge and have an understanding of where the market is going. I'm gonna hop into my account real quick here. So without further ado, let's get into this video. But before that, I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you liked the video and you felt that the information on here brought value to you or you learned something, leave a thumbs up and also hit that bell notification button. All right, so why are we going to look into my account? Well, because I know my account the best. That way I have an understand, because I see my account every day, every hour, you name it. And I remember the numbers better. So as of yesterday, my account peaked about 40,000, and right now it's at 34,000. I did make a couple of moves yesterday, which could have affected my account, but I believe, and from what I could tell, the market did dip. It also dipped a little bit yesterday as well too, around 8 p.m. 8 p.m. my time, 7 and about 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is where Dapper is, and that's the time zone that they go by. But around 9 p.m. yesterday, or about 8 p.m. yesterday, the market did dip. My account went from 40,000 to 36,000, and then back to 40,000, and now it's at 34,000. I'm not quite sure where the dip is at, but we can figure that out later. If you're interested about a video like that, let me know in the comments below. But now we're gonna go look at the top 5 accounts, or at least, yeah, the top 5 accounts here on NBA Top Shot, just so that we can gauge like what is the ceiling of your account. If you were to be one of the first people to get involved in NBA Top Shot, as you can see here, well, Vault 1 is sitting around 34 million, almost 35 million. Yesterday, I checked his account or her account, and well, Vault 1 was sitting around about 38 million. So you can see the market did dip, and we can try to figure that out why later. And then we have also at 23 million here, MBL267 at 19 million. And then we have Print at about 18.5, and then we have Well Vault 2, 18.2. So as you can see there, from 1 to 5, that's basically about a, you know, that's how on top Well Vault is. He's about double, his account is about double in value as much as Well Vault 1, at Well Vault 2. And then after that, I did do a quick little Google Doc here, just so we get a better understanding of where the market has gone as far as the launch. And this is basically kind of all bro math. If you've heard of bro science, I'm not a mathematician, I'm not a statistician, I'm just a regular guy who just really enjoys NBA Top Shot. So if there are errors, let me know in the comments below, but please don't flame me. Like I said, I'm not a mathematician. I know I'm Asian, and you might think that this guy should be great at math, but no, I'm really not. So, all right, I'm going to be starting a new series here on this channel. It's going to be called Mugen Market Watch. Why? It's going to be a daily market watch on the NBA Top Shot market, just because of the volume of new users, the volume of sales, and more eyes are coming onto the NBA Top Shot market. So that's why I think at this point, I think it's that time to really look at the market on a daily basis. I've been doing it ever since I started, but that's just because I'm NBA Top Shot addict. So within the last 24 hours, we had about $40 million in sales compared to about 7 days ago. We had about 131 million, and then the last 30 days, we were sitting at 136 million, and of all time, it was 202 million, right? All right, and then as far as users go, we have about 75,000 users currently in the market, and we have about 64,000 buyers within the market. What does this mean? We have about 11,000 users that have not purchased any moments. This could be because people just bought moments and forgot about it, or this could also be people who just wanted to invest. Maybe they had maybe X amount of money and they're like, you know what, I just want to put X amount here, diversify my portfolio, leave it, come back in the next 3 to 5 months. They might have people like me that they know who are always, who are always looking into the market, and they might be getting their information from those type of individuals. And that's why it's important to follow this channel if you don't have that dude that or that chick that's always following the market, because that's what I do here on NBA Top Shot 101. And that's why I'm introducing Mugen Market Watch. All right, so as far as user volume, it's kind of tricky, right? So if you can see from the last 30 days, from the increase from our all-time numbers to the last 30 days, I was able to calculate that there were approximately about 12,566 users prior to the last 30 days. So as you can see, that increase from 12,000 to about 75,000, that was about a 62,000 people came into the market within just the last 30 days. That's about a 496% increase, which is pretty dramatic. It basically almost 6 times as far as users go. And then as we can see here, within the last 24 hours, there were about 33,000 users that were um, active, because this is all based on transactions and sales. And that's one of the only ways I've been able to track these numbers. And all these numbers are all on cryptoslam.io. So if you want to check out their website, check it out. It's a very, very good resource when you're trying to invest and learn more about NBA Top Shot. All right, and then from there, we'll look at the sales volume. I think this is what everybody's really, really interested in. Some of these numbers. So within the last, so it might be a little bit tricky here the way I have it set up. As you can see, I subtracted the all time by the last 30 days. All time, we had about 202 million worth in sales, or total volume of sales, compared to the last 30 days, which was at 186 million. So from, that's about 8 months. Within 8 months, NBA Top Shot only had about $16 million increase. Well, about, yeah, because it was out in August, September, and this is February now. So about 7 or 8 months. So they were only about $16 million, and that was only at an 8.6% increase as far as sales volume. And then now when you compare the all-time to the last 7 days, there was a $71 million increase in sales with about an 84% increase in volume, or 84% increase. And then as you can see here, within our all-time, up until the last 24 hours, we're looking at $162 million increase. So if you can't tell by just a simple bro math right here, this has been the biggest increase just within the last 30 months. And I want to talk about that a little bit more here. So that was about a 405% increase. If my math isn't correct, I do apologize, but at least you get an understanding that the market is going up. And what is the cause of this? I did do a video on this where I break down all the external factors that are causing NBA Top Shot to grow, as far as users and sales. So what's been happening? Well, I did a few articles. I did do a breakdown of some articles here in a video that um, in another video on my YouTube channel. As you can see here, about a month ago, this is where the boom started to happen, which is around 115 to 123 here. This is where Bloomberg and Forbes wrote articles talking about LeBron James and Zion moments that were sold for $100,000. And then as we keep going down, there's more and more mass media, mainstream media that got involved. External factors is what I call them. And they've been bringing in users, basically marketing for NBA Top Shot initially. And let me see, we go here. And then now we can, and then as I mentioned, we have they were talking about $100,000 sold moments. I did find out on cryptoslam.io this morning that that $100,000 in sell is no longer the top sell. Right here is now the top sell that, as far as I know, this LeBron James Cosmic Dunk here just went for about $208,000. That's a lot. That was doubled what the last moment and the last Zion that sold that were within that the mainstream media produce content or publish content about. So expect more people to come into the market as these numbers continue to rise, or these numbers continue to draw, headlines, clickbait, whatever you want to call it. And then let's go back to my little Google Doc here, so we can now look at the last 30 days, and we can slowly see the growth of this platform. Now that we're gonna look more into the last 30 days, and you can see that the growth, there's still growth there, not as crazy as from all time until now, but within the last 30 days until the last 7 days, um, there were sales volume of 186 million and 131 million. And from those last 30 days to the last seven days, we had about $55 million in increase as far as sales, which I calculate to a 238% increase. And then from the last 30 days until just yesterday we only had a sales volume about 40 million. So within the last 30 days, we have had, I mean, within the last 30 days, the sales volume is at 146 million. So from the start here, which is a $16 million increase, which is what we saw the first initial increase, um, which is only 30 days ago. So it went from sales from 16 million to about 146 million, which is pretty crazy as far as growth. So just within the last month, it hit it, man, that thing just shot up like a rocket. And so we go back here. So from the last 30 days to 24 hours, we're looking at a 365% increase. And then yesterday we had about $40 million in sales. So that's that. And then we have to wait until more data comes out. But as you can see, NBA Top Shot has gone up quite a lot as far as the market, as far as users, and even transactions. Let me look at this real quick here. As far as transaction goes, if we look at the all-time transaction here, we have NBA Top Shot, just NBA Top Shot. Okay, NBA Top Shot is only focused on basketball. So since the launch of the platform, there has been 1,600,000 and 800,000 transactions, just rounding, right? So let's compare this into something that I'm a little bit more familiar with, and maybe some other people or some of you guys might be more familiar with as well too. I'm going to compare this to eBay. Just the other day, I read an article on about eBay. I might have it up here. And they were talking about how from 2019 to 2020, the increase of eBay reported that there were 400 million trading cards sold within that platform. And that's an increase from 19 to 20. And we don't know what eBay transact as far as like how many cars they sold prior to that. As far as I know, the market started to go up maybe 2-3 years prior to 2020. And you also have to accommodate, you have to also take yep, you also have to take that last year we did have the whole COVID thing, pandemic thing, and people were able to just sit and just really try to invest into other things. So that is also a part of the boom as well too within the sports cars, sports car trading industry. And why am I comparing eBay sales to NBA Top Shot sales? Well, because as you can see, we don't know how much eBay sold before, but we just know that there were 4 million more transaction than there were prior. So we can let's just guess, just to for example purposes, let's say maybe the last 2 years before 2020, let's say 17, 18 coming into 19, they only sold maybe a million cards. So we don't know what that 4 million increase is, but we just know that there was an increase. And why am I comparing this 4 million transaction increase? I'm going to be comparing it to the transactions here, which is at 1.6 million. So within 8 month period time span, NBA Top Shot, just basketball only. I know that that article was talking about all sports: basketball, football, soccer, hockey, and yeah, I think those are the four main sports. And we know that golf and other sports have been getting more popular too within the last year. So just within the last year, they had about 4 million transactions, right? I mean, they say sales, cards sold, but let's just round it up to about transactions. Well, if we look at NBA Top Shot, we're sitting at 1.6 million, and that's within the 8 month time span. And we know that eBay has been, we eBay has been around for about 20 years. It's a marketplace for a lot of things, but if we're just looking down, if we're just focusing on the sports card market, which is very similar to NBA Top Shot, that's why I compare it. The growth, just look at the growth, and we have to see where NBA Top Shot is going to go. For like, let's wait until the end of the year of 2021 to see where these numbers are at, see where the growth is at. Then we can really compare numbers with eBay hasn't. I couldn't find any numbers as far as like um sales volume on eBay or anything like that. I'm pretty sure they keep that stuff hidden until they have to report that. So, I mean, as you can see, that 1.6 million to 4 million, and this is a new platform that's also only based on just basketball cards. Why is this important? Well, because it's easier to transact. The moments are a lot more limited than what you can buy as far as sports cards. For example, we're minting at 7,500, um, like 15,000, and these are mints that can never be replicated or anything like that. When you're looking at PSA 10 Lucas that has a population report of 11, 12,000, and up there. And that's just Prism 2019 and 2020, 2019. And well, because Pete Panini also has to print to their demand. So there are those limits. And in a very similar fashion, NBA Top Shot also has to do the same thing, but they've found ways around it to keep their moments more rare so that more collectors can appreciate the rarity of it. But yeah, other than that, thank you for watching. That's all I wanted to really focus and talk about. Um, but yeah, thank you for watching. This is Mr. Mugen with NBA Top Shot 101, and I am out.